episode of Ed's Mini Empire and the restoration of my 1974 Mark III Mini. I think this is episode 10 we're on to now. This episode is a little bit delayed. I was hoping to get it made a little bit sooner than I have, but it's just been so hot here recently. I couldn't be in here grinding and welding. It was just unbearable. And I've had a few issues with a few of the other cars I've had to sort out as well. So we're about a week late on this one, but doesn't really matter. So we are now moving on to boot floor. If you saw the previous episode, you will have seen that we did the bottom edge of the back panel and that area where the rear bumper bolts to. Now we need to move on and do the back of the boot floor, which adjoins to that. We already have the boot floor panel because I used that in the last video as a guide to get that back panel piece in the right place. So we've already got it, but it is still a little bit too large, so we're going to trim it down, get the original boot floor cut out, get this one welded in place, and then we can do rear valance and things like that as well. So let's get this the other way around. Let's get some tools out and let's get cracking. Righty ho then. So, with the right way around, the wrong way around, this is our reference point now because this is fully welded on. Obviously the boot floor is rotten. I have done some repairs already. Obviously we've done arch repairs, we've done the back of the rear quarter repairs. That side had a complete arch. This side is a bit long, still you can see that height there is a bit much. It probably wants to be about here, but I deliberately left that long so I had some options. So I've done some repairs here, so this bit is solid and it's not too bad from that point on the other side. So what I'm thinking is if I just draw where we're solid up here, just as a visual, I'll have somewhere to mark where we good up till in there. Probably going to have to end up taking all of that off, aren't I? I reckon probably out there. I'm just going up there, just as a visual. So when I put this on, now I can use these holes here as a reference because we got them spot on last time. Right, so that will put us, let's get a straight edge. Yeah. There. This side. is that bit done. So how are we for the rest of it? Because I don't want to change more than we have to. So all of this bit is alright. So now we need to trace around this real weld. So we're going around that. So should now be able to take that off. Move it out of the way. And we have the mark for where we're going to cut. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Obviously we're going to have to, these like strengthening bits, the top one doesn't matter because that is part of like the rear valance closing piece. So I already have that. The bottom piece I will have to make for each side. That's not really the end of the world. And I'm going to have to drill or re-drill the holes for the subframe. But what I'll do is I'll weld the floor in, I'll fit the subframe because we know that the points back there are correct now because we've done the heel board and we have one of these reference points left. I'll fit the floor, fit the subframe, drill the holes with the subframe fitted so we know they're in the 100% the right place. And then when that's in and the holes drilled, I can fit the back valance and then the closing pieces. Trim that down. And then it's just some bracketry inside. After that, that'll probably be the next video. So let's get the grinder and let's cut that out. Yeah, let's do that. That's that bit sorted, we've got that off. There's a little bit of a repair to do under there, but it's not a problem. So now I'm going to clean the edges with the belt sander, so we've got some good material to weld to. I will do the other side as well. Panel we're putting in, I've lost it, it's over there somewhere. And while we've got this back boot floor bit off, it is perfect access to this panel here that we welded on to clean the welds on the inside. It's not too offensive, to be fair, it's only a little bit, but we might as well do it while we can get in. So let's do that. Okay then, we're getting ready to weld this panel in. Now I just wanted to show you these because I think they are well cool. These are a little handy tool. If you're doing panels that need to be flush like this, see how I've got a little bit of an edge here. And I need that to be flush. Now I could just push it up, but I don't really want to have a hand under there while I'm welding the whole way across. So I've got these available online, and you undo that little wing nut. This piece falls out. What happens is you slide that in this gap here, and then from underneath you put this in that square hole, tighten this up, and this actually brings both panels to the same level. So I'll just do it. Push that in there. You can see that's a little bit wonky now. Put this square piece in. Tighten that up. Just go as tight as you need. And there we go. It's nice and flush, so I can weld across here, take that off, weld to the next one, take that off, weld to the next one. And life is easy. That's hot. Well, of course it's hot. You've just welded it. Yes, that's hard. Go over there. Go over there. Go over there and cool down. Right, then, so we have got that welded in all the way around. I haven't cleaned the welds up yet, still got quite a bit of spatter about, so I need to set out about it with the grinder. But I wanted to get this back lip in and spot welded on so I can get rid of all these clamps. Obviously, I'm just going to go at it at a reasonably even distance all the way along. Do the sides as well up to the quarter panels, and I need to do down here as well, because if you'll remember from the last video, I didn't do them because I wanted to get the spot welder out in one go. So I'm going to go around it, going to do all of that, and then we'll grind all the welds back and make it nice and neat and tidy. Let's do that. Just going to use this hammer and dolly just to ease these into the correct shape, just because they've warped a little bit with the heat of welding and probably with the pressure of all them clamps. It's looking lovely. Get rid of that one now as we go. Obviously got to watch because this is getting hot. Okay guys, oh it's hot now. It's so hot I've actually put the machine just outside there to cool down. I was afraid to step on it because I'm working right at the back of the garage. You can see this is the back wall and this is how much room we have. Anyway, that section is all done. I'll give you a quick... Obviously I haven't tidied the welds up, but we've got a nice long run of spots all the way around, same as this side. I've said it once, I've said it a million times, that spot welder is the best thing I've ever bought. It is absolutely awesome. Yeah, I'm really pleased with how that's coming along. So we'll grind the welds down next, and then we'll see about putting the subframe on to get the bolt holes lined up, and then we'll put the valance on in a similar kind of fashion. Okie dokie, so I've cleaned all the welds off where we welded that panel in. I've got the rear subframe just sat in, bolted up at the front, so we can line the bolt holes up at the rear, and it's fitting pretty nice. I've got it clamped on. We're going to have to run a drill through the holes because they're not perfect, but the shape of it's pretty nice. We're fitting fairly well round here, both sides. There is a little gap in here, but it does close up when you push the panels together. So I'm going to mark where these holes need to be. I'm going to do this with a long punch and a flat torch. Now we're going to be able to see that. Maybe I'd do better with something pointy. I do have a thing, can't remember what you call it. We'll just have to use a screwdriver. Oh, that'll do. Aha! Right, I've got this pointy tool. Just because it's quite deep there, I can't really get a set punch down. I'll do. Same on the young side. Good. Okay, that will do us. So we can then take the valance back off, take these little corner pieces back off, take the subframe back off, drill those holes, make the little underpiece that goes between here and there. I don't really know what it's called. It's like a weight spreader, strengthener piece, I guess. Make that, get that tacked in. Put all this back on, get it all bolted up, and get it welded on. So let's do that. Right, small interception in the project there. I had a brainwave while I was laying in bed that what if the subframe that I'm using to line this up isn't straight? And it niggled at me, and I couldn't leave it. So what I've done is, I've got another subframe out of my vast collection of parts, shall we say. I forgot I had this one actually. This is the one that I planned to use for this car, but I forgot I had it, and I was using that other one. But good news is, this one fits much nicer. We've got much more even gap of each side around here that you can't see. So before this side didn't fit as well as nice as the other side, this little corner piece. I think it's because the subframe was slightly twisted, which was pushing, this lines up through them bolt holes, which was pushing that out, and I couldn't make it meet up to the valance. I could have made it fit and it would have been alright, but now that I've swapped the subframe, I'm 100% confident that now I am in the right place, and that other subframe's got issues and it'll be going in the skip. So we're going to be using this subframe now on in. Thankfully, the work that I've done previous up here is right. That fits perfect. It was just this back bit, so I wonder if the subframe's twisted in like this kind of fashion. Anyway, so I'm going to remark them holes. I might just whiz a little drill bit through them to be sure where they are. Take the subframe back out, chuck some paint around, get it welded in. Alrighty then, we're getting there now. So we have got the holes drilled for the subframe mounts, and we are ready to get these kind of in the right place. But before we do that, there is another piece that goes between this and the boot floor. It's like a spreader strengthener kind of plate. I imagine just to stop the boot floor cracking and flexing with the force of the subframe and suspension, whatever. So I made a little cardboard template of how they kind of go. And then I have made a pair of steel ones. And I've drilled lots of holes in them already, ready to fit onto the car so I can spot weld through the smaller holes. So that fits just onto there, like so. And then we'll weld that on. And then that piece will fit on top of that, like so. We'll weld that on, then we'll weld the valance on. And there's a couple of little bits in the boot floor. And then we're done. That's me. So, let's get the welder fired up. Let's get these in the right place. Get them welded up. And I think I'll do them straight after because they'll all line up with the holes now. And then we put the valance on. Right, that's all welded in. I've probably gone a bit overboard. There's definitely more spots on there than British Leyland ever put in. But I've gone around the outside as well, just to be absolutely sure that that's not going to move. It's not going to cause any issues and give some strength in that boot floor. I did bolt it in just to hold it in the right place. They're just nuts and bolts, temporary. I'll whiz them out. I will whoosh across that with the grinder. Do the other side. And then it'll be coming together. Right then, so we've got those bits all ground down, both sides welded, ground down, done. Ready for these Valance closing panels. So there you go here, rear subframe bolts through it. Rear Valance obviously goes across here and closes this section off. So this ends up completely closed up. I've drilled the holes in here, ready to spot weld through. Everywhere. And the holes line up beautifully. So I'm going to use the same technique. I'm going to bolt through the subframe mount holes, weld all around here. I'm not going to weld this bit just yet. This bit's further back here until I've got the Valance panel in, just in case I need to adjust how this sits. So we are about ready. Done both sides. I'm just going to sat somewhere. That'll do. While we put some weld through primer around. For this brilliant stuff, I've mentioned this before on the channel, I use this U-Pol Weld 2 zinc rich. Just to coat any panels that are going to be face to face welded together. And that just gives it a bit of protection from any rust. The zinc will hopefully stop the corrosion, and you can weld through it. So I can coat this side and this side and I'll still be able to weld through it. It won't cause any problems. We'll get that dry, go do something else, make a cup of tea or something. We'll come back, get them welded on. Okie dokie, we are ready to rock with this scuttle panel. I've done a little bit of prep work. I've drilled the holes where I'm going to plug weld onto this section here. That section there. And I should have done this the other way around. You can see I have put some paint on the inside of there. If I get you a torch. So I put quite a thick layer of red oxide primer in there on top of weld through primer, just to try and give that area some protection, because obviously it is completely sealed in. Once this scuttle panel, the rear valance panel is on, we will have a few gaps here, there and everywhere where we can squirt in some kind of wax oil, cavity wax kind of thing later on, but I wanted to get enough protection on there as a start, as a sticking thing, permanent thing. So we've done the same on the ends there, and I've weld through primered the surfaces that are going to be together. Now I was a little bit worried that my spot welder wasn't going to manage, because this is now 3 layers. So we've got the back panel, the boot floor, and then the rear valance. So I did a little test piece with just 3 pieces of scrap. See, there's 3 layers there. And it worked perfect, so let's go for it. So I'm going to get this clamped up, and I'm going to weld on these pieces first, fill these holes up, and I'm going to spot the whole back section, and that'll be that. Then all we have to do is clean up the welds on the inside, and there's 3 brackets to fit on the inside that we had to remove to do the boot floor. And that'll be this section done. So we're nearly there. Ah, my wire. spot welded all the way along the seam. I've ground it back a little bit just to tidy them up. Welds all up there. What have you? Looking pretty nice. So the final bit is these 3 brackets. These 2 are brand new. This one is original. This one I've already painted with some rust treatment. I need to drill some holes in these so we can get them welded on. These are the original ones that we cut off a long time ago. So we're going to drill some holes in them, get these some weld through primer on. Same with that. Clean the welds off, weld them on, done. Well guys, there we go. It's done and I'm done in. That was a big section. I'm glad I split this video into a couple of bits. I'll give you a quick. So we've got boot floor all in, strengthen the plate in. Same that side with the extra little bit. Looking alright. Back panel now obviously all done. Valance is in. And the corner pieces. All sorted. Woo! Well, there we are guys. Thank you for making it to the end of this video. If you made it, I realise this has been quite a long one. But we've made some really great progress. That is pretty much the back end of this Mark III Mini done. Apart from cleaning up the surface rust on the bits that have been sandblasted. And we still have the bottom of the rear quarters to do, but I'm going to get to them at a later date because I'm going to tie it into the doorstep and all the rest of it. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the video. Really good progress, gives you a nice little confidence boost when you get a big section like that done. There's no more horrible rustiness at the back going on, which is good. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a like, give it a share, subscribe to the channel. I know I keep saying this, but please subscribe to the channel. We're growing every time I post a video, we're getting a few more. Share with your mates. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I enjoyed doing it. My name is Ed. This is Ed's Mini Empire. I'll catch you next time.